You have to ask yourself, why are you believing somebody that you don't even know?
One of the questions that I wanted to ask you, which I'm just going to jump in and get straight to the point, is how do you deal with assholes?
My favorite way to deal with assholes is with compassion. And I mean this. I genuinely believe that assholes are broken inside and they're projecting their pain. And I get a ton of it. I get a ton of negative feedback because I'm just out there so much. For all the positive feedback I get. I deal with sympathy, compassion, and empathy. I just genuinely know. I know that people project in the outside what's happening on the inside. And so I deal with assholes very easily. I feel bad for them, honestly. And I think not being able to do that is a little bit more of an indication of one's own insecurity and self-esteem. So it's a two-play tack, right? It's very easy once you actually, a lot of people have never heard what I'm saying, which is like they're hurt inside. And then if it still bothers you, you have to ask yourself, why are you believing somebody that you don't even know?
Sure. So do you believe in just blocking and moving on, or do you sometimes feel compelled to actually comment or give in to their pettiness?
I've never blocked anybody.
Nice.
Number two, I ignore 99%. And I engage 1% with sweetness and kindness. One of the more interesting things that happens in my community on Twitter or Instagram that I see often is I'll come and be the bigger person and say, Rick Pants 57, I'm sorry you feel that. But I'm not a snake oil salesman. I'm not selling anything. What do you think I'm selling here? I'm putting out love. I have a business. I'm not trying to sell you. I don't know where you're coming up with that. And I wish you nothing but health. When I do that, 50% of the time that person will come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just having a bad day. 50% of the time they'll double down, but then I'm out. I've said what I've had to say. And that's how I've navigated the last 12 years.
Well, I'll see how that would also be beneficial in real life too. But obviously there's a few of us, like myself included, that have, a tiny bitty little issue, like biting the tongue and knowing when not to say anything.
That's right. There's a lot of people who are, I'm a big believer of be the bigger person in every situation. There's also the saying an eye for an eye, right? And a lot of people, when they get hurt, they want to hurt back or not bite their tongue, but spit a little venom. I'm empathetic to that. And that is okay, but it is absolutely an indication of one's own insecurity. It absolutely is. And so I think it's super important to do two things in parallel. One, lean in with more compassion and love instead of punch back, and really understand that person, do you understand how much of a sucky life it is for somebody to take time, go on somebody else's profile and say, you're stupid, you're ugly. Like, they're in a bad fucking place. And then number two, really think about, why is that triggering you? It's actually triggering you because there is a little bit of self-doubt, insecurity. And I would work on that on oneself and say, I am beautiful. I am smart. I am capable. And most importantly, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. I think humility in oneself helps with that. I actually think I suck at so many things, and I know that I'm wrong at times. That actually helps me deal with that as well.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, have a great morning.
You too. Bye.